If you've been watching the recent market crash in all the markets and wondering what is actually going on, I'm going to help you clarify that today. Now, it seems like nobody expected that, but yours truly was telling you that is what's happening coming up. We didn't know the reason why, now we do. So here's what actually happened. It all starts in a galaxy far, far away in a country called China. China is the cornerstone of the global economy because they produce so many things for the world. The Chinese economy has been collapsing for months and months and months. The banking sector, the production sector, they have just been completely bottomed out, and the Chinese people have been suffering. At the same time, the dollar had been strengthening and killing all the other currencies, which means the other currencies are getting weaker against it. The Chinese yuan had got so weak against the dollar that now when China needs to start printing money, because China is usually the first one to start printing money, if they would have printed more money, the yuan would have become so worthless against the US dollar, it would have really broke the world's economy. So China needs to print, but the dollar's too strong. So you got to weaken the dollar somehow. Well, in comes Japan, full samurai mode, and Japan had been fighting a bunch of speculators who were betting against the Japanese yen, which means they were weakening the Japanese yen constantly. And the Japanese central bank wanted to have no more of that shit. So they raised interest rates, which knocked out all of those speculators' trades and basically strengthened the Japanese yen. Now, the strengthening of the Japanese yen had a weird effect. There's a trade called the yen carry trade, where people had gone to Japan and borrowed at very low interest rates, and they were investing in the US, where the interest rates are high and you can make a lot of money in the stock market. So they took a bunch of yen, turned them into dollars, and put the dollars into tech stocks, Nvidia, everything. As the Japanese yen started to get stronger, now it costs you more yen to pay back the loan that you've taken. So then what do? People go and sell their stocks, sell their crypto, sell their risky assets, convert them back into dollars, sell the dollar, convert it back into yen, and pay back those loans. So that was the unwinding of that carry trade. Now, in that process, Japanese yen gets stronger. The central bank is happy. So actually, they realized the markets are falling off of a cliff, so they backed off. But the selling of crypto and selling of stocks made them drop. But then the selling of the dollar made the dollar drop. And now the dollar's become weaker. The Chinese central bank started to print as the dollar's becoming weaker. So instead of, the yuan weakening against the dollar became weaker, and the yuan basically gained strength in the process. So this is the game that's being played in the background that we don't even see. And this is why this is all synchronized so perfectly, because the central banks know exactly what they're doing. Most people think central bankers are idiots. They run countries. They print the money of countries. I'm pretty sure they're not idiots. I'm pretty sure I'm the idiot, okay? Now, as that's happening, it's causing a panic in the markets. Usually that panic in the markets is what's required for the Fed to drop the interest rates and print a bunch of money. But here's the thing. People are borrowing in the yen because it's cheap. Interest rates are low. They are investing in the US dollar because interest rates are high. The moment you drop interest rates in the US, that trade is no longer profitable. So the rest of that carry trade, which about 50% of it is still left, will unwind, which causes the markets to drop again. And every single time the Fed drops rates, markets drop, because it's either because of a panic, something crazy is going on in the world, maybe somebody started coughing somewhere, or it's stuff like this, where there's these dynamics playing out, where the dropping of the rates causes the flush out to happen. So this process, this first leg of this process that we've gone through recently, where the markets dropped, Raoul Pal was saying that it's likely that it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for that kind of the shock from that to stabilize in the currency markets. That's why we had that drop. I would expect about 3-ish weeks for everything to kind of stabilize and come back to a certain level. And then we go for the next leg. And the next leg could be from Fed dropping rates. It could be from a bunch of other things. I don't know. They don't call me before they do it. But when that happens, we are going to see the next leg downwards, which is going to be a fantastic buying opportunity, because we are seeing the People's Bank of China, the central bank, printing already. So liquidity is coming back. There's multiple other sources of liquidity that have started to go online, like the reverse repo. Certain central banks around the world have slowly started printing. So liquidity is coming back. We are going to see a massive amount of liquidity come in when the Fed prints and the European Central Bank prints, and everybody goes into, printer go full burr mode, if you've seen that emoji. And in the middle of this process, I think we have one more great buying opportunity in the crypto world, where people have to sell off all these assets, just like we had a great buying opportunity recently. Sometime before the end of this year, we have a great buying opportunity where Bitcoin likely goes below 40K, Solana likely goes below 80, TON, ETH, all of them, the ones that haven't fully corrected, actually go to great buying prices. And most of the crypto market goes on full discount while people are panicking and running for the hills for absolutely no reason. So on the other side of all that is so much money printing that it will make you crazy. It'll make your head spin. And that is going to be the bull run. That's going to make us, hopefully, ultra, 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 ultra wealthy.